Bard VFX, there is a video in the offing which goes over his works, but also some unused name tags. However, more importantly for this video, there are some unused name tags in the Easter event. Now actually, when this was first posted on the 17th of April, the Ducky Bath name tag, as seen here, wasn't actually in the game. I mean, it was in the game, it's just that it wasn't released to the public because it came with the Ducky DJ Booth quest, mission quest. So at the time of this video being recorded, this was obviously an unreleased name tag, but obviously now it's been released. So there is very high likelihood that these name tags may be released in the future as a code, as a mission quest, or alongside another skin, for example. That is the case with some of the name tags that I've previously discussed. I will discuss in a future video. So for example, I will discuss something about the cookie name tag. The cookie name tag was meant to come with the code for the Cookie Scout sticker. However, for whatever reason, that wasn't released. However, they are planning, perhaps, to add that into a future code or to release it into the regular game. So, going from left to right, we have the Pastel name tag, the Ducky Bath name tag, the Biologist name tag, and interestingly, the Roblox Hunter name tag, which I suspect may be either the rarest, no, it's not the rarest, but it's probably the second rarest name tag that you would probably see commonly in the game. All made by Bard VFX. Next, we have the Butterflies name tag, then we have the Cherry Blossom name tag, then the Bunny Ears name tag, and then the Burrs name tag. Nothing exclusive here, but then we move on to this one, and this is where the interesting stuff occurs. Now, interestingly, it says Out of Bears for this name tag here, so I wonder if Bard VFX wasn't the person to make this, and instead it was Out of Bears, because all of the other name tags seen here, they say Bard VFX, and I do know that Out of Bears, aka Nexture, has made a couple of name tags for Tower Defense Simulator, including the original batch. Now originally, at the time of release, this was actually unused because due to a glitch, it was the Melting Ice name tag that was in the Battle Pass and not, as this is, the Glitter Bomb name tag. So while unused at the time of making this video, it was later added properly into the game. But the next name tag, that is the one that's unused. But first the other name tags, which are the Verdant name tag and the Sunlight name tag. Meanwhile, this name tag is the Jelly Bean name tag. Now interestingly, the Jelly Bean name tag is not used in Tower Defense Simulator. For whatever reason, the developers have not added the Jelly Bean name tag. Now this could be because jelly beans, I'm not entirely sure that they fit into the theme of Easter in general. However, given that, I think there is a small possibility that the Jelly Bean name tag does become a code name tag in the future or a name tag that becomes permanent in the future. Given the fact that the Ducky Bath name tag did become a permanent feature, not a permanent feature, it was added as a mission quest into the game later on, it seems likely that the Jelly Bean name tag may do the same. Also, the Jelly Bean name tag is giving Gravedigger vibes when it throws out its coins. Not the Gravedigger name tag, no, that does skulls. Which is the other one? The Gunslinger name tag, yes, it seems similar to this in that it throws out its coins from like the center of the name tag, but the Jelly Bean name tag seems to do it more rapidly, as you can see here. Yeah, very rapidly, more multicolored, more of them basically. Interestingly, this Bard VFX guy has actually made a load of things for the recent Ducky event for Tower Defense Simulator, including the whirlpool for the portal from the Ducky area into the main area, but also the cool animations for when Sassavex occurs, which I liken to Into the Spider-Verse, sorry. And in fact, I believe all of these effects are actually used. So Boom is the one used by the Explosion Ducky. Boink is the one used by Long Ducky. This is used by the Poison Ducky, which is from the Ducky Squad. The Quack, I'm not entirely sure what that's used in, but I do remember it being used. In fact, it might be used by Nerd Ducky, I'm not entirely sure. This is another variant of the Boink. This is used by the Confusion Ducky, this is used by the Ice Ducky, and then this is used by the Shock Ducky. I don't think the Fire Ducky has its own unique animation. This person also made the Rune and Explosion move for the Deathwalker boss in the TDS Hunt event. And apparently this rune explosion has a secret Easter egg in it, which is 32. As you can briefly see there, the 32 is seen amongst the runes of the Roblox Deathwalker animation. This is like, what, the 10th time that 32 has been mentioned in Tower Defense Simulator lore, after the community made a whole fuss about it for when discovering the Hidden Wave. In other developmental news for Tower Defense Simulator's Ducky event, we have the Ducky DJ Booth, which was first made as a skin submission by Superbonk06. Now with skin submissions, it's the creator who makes it, and then if the developers use it for their own creation, so they use the ideas, and they get someone in their art department to recreate it into their image or using similarities to the skin submission, while probably, I guess, paying the original person. Some people said it's not fair, that's not the topics of this video, but this person did make the original Ducky DJ booth, and it's actually pretty much heavily reused in terms of inspiration. For example, you can even see the crate full of fish, because if it was the event related, it would probably be a crate full of bread. Even the speaker is quite similar. Does it have the keyboard? Yes, it does have the keyboard in the background. And yes, there are some differing things with this. It isn't exactly the same. So as you can see on the final level, it's got red sleeves here, whereas here it's white sleeves. And the trousers are slightly different. They're more red accented here compared to here, which are black. But it's basically the same. Oh, and the speakers, I think, yeah, there's a speaker here, whereas the speaker is here. I also do not see a guitar here. It could be in some of the other submissions, but I don't know. Oh yeah, it is here. So this is the concept art that they made. The banjo, slightly different. Looks like a petrol canister from level 3 onwards. But the first banjo from level 0 to level 1 does look similar to this, but it doesn't use the banjo, the evil Ducky banjo as seen here. Also, the Ducky soundtrack has been uploaded to Enthralist's channel, not Focus's channel. Enthralist is the duo to Focus. He's made a fair bit of music for the game now, and he's also a sound designer, voice actor who's contributed to games like Arsenal, Tower Defense Simulator, Greenville, and much more. But he's now uploading soundtracks from Tower Defense Simulator that he made in collaboration with Focus, I believe. So, Where is Bread? Is Your Plan Bread? Or the Nerd Ducks Nadir. Those are all tracks made by him and or Focus, but instead of uploading it to Focus's channel, Enthralist now gets to upload it. Hang on, Mewis? Isn't Mewis a developer for Tower Defense Simulator? They are, you know. They are a gameplay programmer. So maybe that's how Enthralist was hired for Tower Defense Simulator. He knew someone within the Tower Defense Simulator team already. This person also animated the Ducky Rocketeer, which I find quite unique because obviously it doesn't follow the other animations for the Rocketeers. So actually it kind of makes sense that Below Natural had probably had to contract this one out. In other TDS Ducky Update developmental news, they actually did storyboard this. I didn't actually see this. This is only of the first cutscene, not the ending cutscene, which everyone is ecstatic about. Now interestingly, in this storyboard, it says Days Without Bread 85. 85 days since the 8th of April, which is the last day that is marked here. It says 13th of January 2026. Hold on, what? Yeah, sorry. I don't know why my computer's thinking that we're in 2026. No, 13th of January 2025. This is... I don't think there's anything significant about the 13th of January, no. So it's just a random day. They just chose 85 out of nowhere. Because the Operation Ice event was removed on the 15th of January, not the 13th of January. However, interestingly, Days Without Bread isn't actually seen in the calendar in the real game. But everything else here actually is correct. Apart from Find the Hidden Ducks. I don't know what hidden ducks there are. Well, there is one hidden duck, but let's not talk about that one. That's going to be a separate video on the Wilder Ducky. Also, yes, for some reason, developers have decided that they're going to use a calendar, but first only has 26 days, but secondly, is of 2026, not 2025. Also, one has to assume that this is the original developmental version of Bathroom Approach, because a lot of the features here are actually in the main game. I guess it's just Advertree was making the map during the time of the storyboard, so anything that has not been meshed yet, he was going to mesh. As you can see here, the watchtowers and everything, they haven't been meshed yet. However, interestingly, the map does have this EU plug socket here, which isn't actually seen in this game, I don't think. Furthermore, interestingly, in this cutscene, it says that there's a cutscene in the game where there is just a pan of the floor. Here it says it's walking from left to right, wide shot of the bathroom floor. It doesn't actually work. This is meant to be the wide angle shot of the floor, and as you can see, no Nerd Duck is inside. I have to assume that either the camera work is wonky here, so it needs to be further zoomed back, or the Nerd Duck model is missing from this cutscene. Interestingly, the area where they built Ducky Doom, which is the area inside the map that's not beside the toilet, is called a fortress area, so it looks like they're protecting Ducky Doom being rebuilt. Also, actually, the books play a key role here. There'll be ducks in this circled area working. The bunny mech will be hidden besides its ears as an indication that there's a secondary mech not being shown besides the schematics. Now, interestingly, I don't think the bunny mech is ever leaked here. There doesn't seem to be a hidden shot, or even a shot like that, which shows the books hiding the bunny mech. There are shots that show them building bunny turrets, but they're not the bunny mech. The scene looking a little bit like, I don't know, it's Austrian. This is more Austrian painted than the original scene. In this cutscene, they say that the commander and minigunner are not locked in yet. And in this cutscene, they actually use the soldier and the pyromancer. So this is the first time we see the pyromancer and the soldier in lore, and the first time that the commander and the minigunner aren't accompanying the scout. Here, they do use the models for commander and minigunner. The next cutscene shows towers running away from the Duck army. However, this doesn't actually indicate in the game, and it shows them running towards a defender point force. In the game, it just shows the towers looking at the Ducks and then the Nerd Duck commanding his army towards those intruders. And finally, we get a deformed version of the Nerd Duck. Very cool.